Hi everyone! Welcome to Essential Oil Education 101. If this is your first time here, I am Robin Rhodes. I am an elite leader with doTERRA. That just means I love doTERRA and I love sharing doTERRA with other people. doTERRA is a wonderful company, really based on natural health and wellness. Really, really wonderful products, and they have changed our lives, and I would love for them to change yours as well. So if this is your first time here, welcome. If you're watching the replay, just hashtag replay. I'd love to see that on here. So today, I'm just going to talk to you all about oregano, this really wonderful oil from doTERRA. Really, really wonderful, wonderful oil. It's used for a lot of things. A lot of people are a little bit afraid to use oregano, and I'm going to explain why, but you don't need to be. I'm going to explain you some really great, safe ways to use oregano. Okay? So I'm going to go through some of the top uses and some of the ways we use it at our house, okay? So oregano is good for seasonal threats. Hi Tyler, how are you? It is good for things like a sore throat or tonsillitis, any type of issues with your throat. Let's see. It's good for intestinal worms and parasites. It's also good for warts, calluses, and canker sores for your feet. Pneumonia and tuberculosis. It helps boost progesterone, urinary tract infections, athlete's foot, carpal tunnel, and I think that is it. So some of the ways to use it that it explains here in my book. So like for strep throat or tonsil issues, you're going to want to gargle this in water. Anytime you consume the oils in water, you're always going to want to make sure that you're using a glass or stainless steel container, because the oils are so potent and so concentrated, they will start to, hi Kimberly, they will start to eat away at the plastic of the bottles, and then when you drink it, you're actually ingesting that plastic. So always make sure it's glass or stainless steel. So for strep throat or tonsillitis, put a drop in just a little shot glass of water and kind of mix that up a little bit. Take a little shot of that, gargle and swallow. Do it again, gargle and swallow until it's all gone. Let's see, for urinary tract infection, put in a capsule and take internally, and I'll go over that. So let's see, I would also recommend putting it in a roller for that. Okay, and for seasonal threats, you can take this any of these ways I'm going to explain. So there are two main ways I like to use oregano. The first is internally. This is, so in order to take it internally, like I said, you could do like the gargling, but it doesn't taste very good. It's very strong and it's very potent. It's really powerful. Of course, if you're that desperate and you really need something, hi Alicia, if you need something that works, do it. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do even though it tastes bad. But what I would recommend is take the oregano in a capsule. You can get these veggie caps on doTERRA in your shopping cart, and it's $4 for this huge container if you have your own account. And it's 160 capsules. I've been in doTERRA over a year, about a year and a half, and I've only had to buy 2 of these, and we still have a ton. So, and we take them a lot. We really honestly do. So an empty capsule just looks like this. It's actually really not that big. I know it looks like a horse pill, but it's really not. So what you're going to do is you're going to take off that cap, put in maybe 3 drops of oregano, so bloop, 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 count your drops. Put the cap back on your capsule, push it tight to where it clicks, and then you're going to swallow it just like a pill. We love to take oregano when we're not feeling good for seasonal threats. This has been wonderful for like my sinus infections, when I get sinus infections, or anybody in our house has a flu or cold, any type of virus. We really like to take it internally that way. Of course, with the weather being in Michigan, a lot of people are getting sick, so I really wanted to highlight and spotlight oregano because it's been just wonderful for us to use. So that's a great way to do that. And then I would recommend taking that maybe 2 or 3 times a day. So morning, afternoon, and night, or just morning and night, whatever your schedule allows. Take it internally that way. That's going to help boost your immune system. It's also, oregano is really amazing also for respiratory issues and what was the other one? Digestion. So if you have a lot of gut issues, taking it internally that way anyway might just help boost your digestion, your digestive tract, and your digestive system to do what it needs to already do, right? So the next way we like to use it, because of course we have kids in our house, and taking them internally to swallow a pill doesn't always work, okay? So we like to put it on topically. Now this is where I was talking about some people are really afraid to use oregano oil, and you shouldn't be. Oregano is probably one of the hottest oils. By that, we just means it is very warm when you put it on the skin. You're never going to want to put just a drop in your hand and rub it anywhere because it's very, very, very warm, whether you have sensitive skin or not. I do not have sensitive skin, so any of these oils I can usually put right on my skin and do what I need to do. Oregano, no matter what, we dilute it. Diluting it just means you're going to pair it with a carrier oil. Carrier oil is defined as something like avocado oil, almond oil. I like to use fractionated coconut oil. You can also use like jojoba oil. I like to use the fractionated coconut oil from doTERRA because it's a lot less greasy. And so what you're going to do for that, so let's say you have maybe a stomach issue or a urinary tract infection. So I'm just going to take some of my doTERRA fractionated coconut oil. Hang on, let me open this one too so it's ready to go. I'm just going to put just a little bit in my hand here. I've just got a couple of drops. And then I'm going to add 1 drop of oregano. It's a very thick oil, so it takes a while to come out. And now I'm just going to rub that together. I don't know if you can see that. I'm just rubbing that around. Now I can rub that maybe like on my chest. If you know anything about me, I love to roll oils on my chest. It's just my favorite spot. That's really going to help with respiration. It's also really going to help warm up the body. So if you're really cold, that's going to help warm up your body. It's also really going to help with an immune boost. Or you could just take that oil and rub it right over like around your pubic bone. That will help with like a UTI. I know my daughter, she is prone to UTIs. I don't know why. She's 1 year old, and so she gets them a lot. So what I like to do with my kids, because with children, always dilute no matter what, I like to put my oregano in a roller bottle. So what I do is I open up one of these, and for a 10 milliliter bottle, I like to do, for a child ages 10 and up, 10 drops of oil total in this whole thing. So if I'm going to add other oils, just make sure it's 10 drops total. So if I'm going to add, let's say, On Guard to oregano for an immune boost, I'm going to add 5 drops oregano and 5 drops On Guard for a total of 10 drops essential oil for a child 10 or older. Then once I have my few little drops in here, I'm going to top the rest of this off with fractionated coconut oil. I'm going to fill up the rest of the bottle, put my roller back on, put my lid back on, shake it up, and it's ready to go. And that works really great for when I have sinus issues. So I have oregano in a bottle like this, and so I love to roll it just boom right around my sinuses, anywhere in there, and rub that in. That really is going to help boost your immune system for like a sinus infection, any congestion. Again, that helps with respiration as well, like respiratory. So you could just take that. It's just super convenient to make a little roller like this because it's already diluted, ready to go. Roll it right along my bronchial tubes for respiration. Or you can roll that right along your pubic bone for like a UTI as well. That's a really great way to do that. Always, when in doubt, roll it at the bottom of your feet. Put oils at the bottom of your feet because the bottom of your feet have the biggest pores, so they absorb into your body the quickest, and it has the thickest skin. So if your body has any skin sensitivities, even to some softer oils like lavender, odds are your body isn't going to be affected too bad by that because the skin at the bottom of your feet is the thickest. So it's really going to help minimize that, okay? So I talked about putting it in a roller. You can roll that wherever you need it. Like for warts and calluses, this is amazing for like skin tags and warts. You just roll it on, maybe twice a day, I would say, morning and night, and you're going to be amazed. That thing's going to disappear quick. I've heard nothing but good things about that. So warts and calluses. Let's see, I saw another one. So for athlete's foot, you can apply diluted directly to the area concerned. So if you have athlete's foot, this would be good to make a roller, and you can just roll it right on your feet or in between your toes to help with that. For a carpal tunnel, make sure you take in a capsule. So if you have carpal tunnel, oregano is really going to help with carpal tunnel if you take in a veggie cap daily. Let's see. Oh, for intestinal worms and parasites, take in a capsule. For animals, though, message me, and I will give you that information because that is kind of a lot longer of a video than I have time for right now. So those are the 2 ways I like to use it the most, topically and then internally in a capsule. I don't like the way it tastes, but you can also cook with oregano. I would recommend, though, this is a very, very potent, powerful oil. So if you are cooking with this, make sure you use 1 drop to start and then taste test it. So if you're making a nice spaghetti sauce, put 1 drop in the pan, mix it up, taste test it, and then add from there if you need to add it, okay? Another really great way, kind of how I just put, I don't like to diffuse this one. Let me just say that. So you can cook with oregano as well, oregano oil. I don't like to diffuse it. It doesn't smell very good. It's going to make your whole house smell like a pizzeria. Thick, strong, and for a long, 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 long time. So I do not like to diffuse it, but a good way to breathe it in if you just like the smell of it and you don't want to stink up your house with oregano, do like what I did. I still have a ton on here. I don't know if you can see that, the sheen of the fractionated coconut oil, and it still smells a lot like oregano. So I can do that and just take a deep breath in and breathe that in. That's still getting into my system, into my bloodstream. It's still giving me an immune boost. It's still helping my digestion. It's doing all the things it's supposed to do just by breathing it in. And you can breathe that in and you can diffuse it that way in a little homemade hand diffuser. I think that is it. Yeah, some of the ways we use it. I'm actually excited. My husband has skin tags, and we haven't tried this. Melaleuca and oregano are really good for skin tags. They recommend try Melaleuca first because it's a softer oil. Then try oregano because it's a lot harder, stronger of an oil. But don't be afraid to use oregano. It's helped us through so many seasonal threats. I can't tell you how many times we've been sick with the flu, infections left and right, ear infections, swimmer's ear. For ear infections, I have the oregano in a roller. Just roll in front and behind the ear. You can do both. And you can do that even if you just need an immune boost. So if you have the flu, hello Michigan, hello winter, hello flu season, yuck, right? Make sure you get oregano. Go into your shopping cart right now and make sure you order this. But when you order it, do not forget to order it with the fractionated coconut oil because it's required to dilute, and your veggie cap so you can take it internally, okay? So I can roll that on just for an immune boost if I'm not feeling very good and I feel like I'm kind of maybe coming down with something. I will roll that on. I will also roll that on my kids. I will roll that on the bottom of their feet when I hear about the flu going around. My son, Connor, is in preschool. He's 3 years old. Yeah, 3 years old in preschool. So I will roll this on the bottom of his feet before he goes to school. And then when he gets home, I will roll it on the bottom of his feet again. Another really good spot, especially for children, well, adults too, up and down the spine. So if you have any kind of it talks about like strep throat, infections, boost progesterone. To boost progesterone, it does say to take in a capsule, so make sure you take it in a capsule. So you can roll it on the bottom of the feet and along the spine. I like to just roll it wherever. I always tell people roll it wherever the ailment is. If you have a sinus infection, roll it on your sinuses. If you have an arm ache, roll it on your arm. If you have the flu and your back is aching, roll it on your back. So wherever the ailment is, just roll it there. Make sure you always dilute with oregano. And I believe that is it. God bless and happy oiling, everybody.